For more, let's cross to Brussels and correspondent Dave Keating. Dave, I'm reading what the spokesperson for the European Commission for Migration and Home Affairs says, and he says the Commission will now carefully analyze the Danish laws pending their entry into force before deciding on any steps.
Yeah, I mean, the main reason for that is they actually don't know if they have the authority to block this. The Commission spokesperson today was quite forthright in saying that the Commission believes this violates EU migration and asylum law. The problem is Denmark has an opt-out to EU migration and asylum law. Denmark has opt-outs to many EU laws, including the euro, for example, and parts of Schengen, and this is one of the things that they don't have to follow. So the Commission is now going to look and see if indeed that opt-out means that Denmark doesn't have to follow these normal rules. But even if they do determine that, I think the Commission is going to do everything it can to make Denmark pull away from this, because I think the view in Brussels is they've had a new migration pact on the table since September that is supposed to solve a lot of the concerns that governments have about migration. Now, the Commission says that this would be against the rules even for that new pact, but basically they don't want individual countries to unilaterally start taking measures because they've given up on any kind of united EU approach. So we'll see what the Commission says in the next days, but indeed it may be a kind of complicated legal analysis here because of Denmark's opt-outs.
Yeah, because as you say, if Denmark does this, who's next?
Yeah, that's the concern. And, there are several countries here that are really, really pushing for a crackdown on asylum and migration policies, who are not happy about the existing system. And if Denmark does it exactly as you say, then more countries could start splitting off. And before you know it, the EU has no united asylum and migration policy. So that's what the Commission is certainly afraid of right now.
What's been the relationship with Denmark? I mean, we have seen in, the EU at loggerheads with Poland, the EU at loggerheads with Hungary. It's going to perhaps have to face up with issues with Slovenia and Bulgaria now. Does Denmark belong in the same group?
I would say certainly not, because the issues and difficulties that the Commission is having with those countries you just mentioned are myriad. And when it comes to Denmark, Denmark has always been a bit of a recalcitrant EU member. They've always, even though they were actually one of the earliest ones to join, same time as the UK, they've always wanted kind of special treatment, very similar to the UK. So I think this there's irritation with Brussels always about Denmark's reticence to fully embrace the European project, the same irritation that was long felt with the UK. But I don't think that rises to the level of the concern about human rights violations, rule of law violations that we're seeing in Poland, Hungary, Slovenia. I think that's at a whole nother level. But of course, with this migration issue, and particularly with this new government in Denmark, which despite being center-left has a really, really hard line about migration, I think the conflicts between Brussels and Copenhagen are increasing.